Oh god, okay, I forgot we were hanging out with you. Hello Aromas, this is Aromie here. Welcome back to Random Race Hollywood. It has been a hell of a hot minute since I recorded this game, since this game has been up on my channel. And I did get a comment saying, are you going to continue this? Yes, I am finally continuing all the games that I kind of like put on the back burner ever since I came back from vacation in January. And now it's like currently May that I'm recording this. What I'm trying to do is to catch up because several new games came out and I recorded those, and then now I'm putting them on hold or taking a break, or I'm done with that. So we are now back with Red Embrace Hollywood. I don't remember much. I just remember we're on Randal's route. That's about it. And then I was like, where did I even stop? And I actually stopped right here, Saturday, December 21st. That's a long ass time ago. And then one night I stumbled down a different road. I really don't know what's going on. My emotions are... I still remember that Randall has really taken over my heart compared to Heath. I remember that. My vision was dark and blurry, but I could still make out two figures. One of them was slumped on the ground, blood splattered all over him. His guts were spilling out, and there was a gun in his limp fingers. He must have been ripped apart before he could shoot. What are you doing here, Marcus? The other man was just standing there, watching. He had long black hair and two blue eyes that stared right through me. You look like a dead thing, he said. I wondered if he was going to kill me. If he wanted to, there was no way I could stop him. Are you not afraid of me? I shook my head. Then, if you're already dead, are you looking for rebirth? He asked me curiously. This is really weird because I really do not remember what was going on. Will you take the blood and body of the one who died before you? He pointed towards a dead man on the ground. Am I sleeping? Is this a dream? It was strange. He didn't seem to be encouraging me. It was a simple, detached question, like he was just curious to see what I'd do. What will happen? I asked. I can't say for sure, but I think you'll shed the rags to your grave. It was crazy. Even I knew that. Maybe this was a dream. Maybe I was lying on the ground somewhere passed out. But even if it wasn't a dream, I didn't really care anymore. I stepped over to the body, crouching down in front of it. After blowing my blood and gore everywhere, I wasn't afraid to touch his split open corpse. Ew. I still am, so I dipped my finger in his blood. It was cold and brought it to my lips. The second it hit my tongue, I was stunned. It didn't taste like blood. It tasted like something divine, setting fire in my gut. What is it? I shoved my hands back inside his gaping chest, cupping the blood in my palms and gulping it down. What is going on? Then before I knew, I was grabbing his severed flesh and shoveling it in my mouth. Was that bones that I just crushed up? It was the sweetest food I could imagine. Every bite made me feel stronger, more alive. So I ate, and I drank and drank until I just couldn't take anymore. This is a really bad time to stop my game and then pick it back up after months. When I finally stood up, my whole body was humming with power and energy. Did I just eat another vampire? For the very first time, I felt like I could do anything. They buried you deep, just not deeply enough. The man was still there, watching. But when you return to the grave again, that will be the end. Because nobody can save you from yourself, Lazarre. Oh! Different point of view. Oh, we're learning about Lazarre, I'm assuming. Because I was going to say, my character would not do that. Oh god, okay, I forgot we were hanging out with you. Since that day, I've never seen him again. I know his name, Marcus. He's everywhere. I realized Lazarre was shaking, his eyes watering from never blinking throughout his story. I took it... I'm not gonna look at him. He still freaks me out. I took the name he gave me, Lazarre, and I became this. I don't know how many people I've killed since then, humans and vampires. I'd rather kill humans instead of vampires, even though I learned to like both. These days it's just vampires. With the police, it's harder to get away with humans, since I don't get anything out of killing the junkies and vagrants. If I take somebody's life, I want to see their meaningless, pathetic happiness getting crushed. White middle-class piece of shit from a church or a diner, or a rich businessman, or some entitled cunt from a university. I want somebody who's crazy enough to think happiness is normal. Someone who thinks they're happy to be alive, like they're even alive at all. I want to see the second where their bubble breaks, and horror and hatred and fear makes them finally human. Wow. I'm not sorry, and I'm never going to be sorry. It was society that made me what I am, so society should face me and suffer for it. Wow, you sound like Joker. It's only fair. By the time he finished speaking, I had the feeling that Lazarre barely recognized I was there. He was just talking to himself, staring right through me. Why am I here? I think I just wanted to hang out with him and learn about him more. After a long moment, he slowly turned away. Then, without another word, he left, dragging himself down the tunnel with silent, almost non-existent footsteps. With Lazarre's last haunted expression still fresh in my mind, I made my way slowly back to the street. Smell like a sewer rat. Alright. Oh! With Lazarre's last haunted expression still... Okay. I was like, now to overwrite this. Hell yeah. May 17th, 2020. Should I go to the graveyard, go spend time at the hotel, or head back to my room? Because I already went to all these other places because it's blacked out, right? I'm hoping I went to those places at least, past me. Let's go to the graveyard because we are kind of like backstabbing a lot of people. I remember that. Like, I'm being undercover for so many people. I decided to pay Andre a visit and made my way up to his unique choice of resting place. Because last time I just got killed. When I reached the graveyard, I saw Andre in plain sight, a solitary figure in the dark. But instead of standing near the mausoleum, he was kneeling before a gravestone, one gloved hand resting lightly on top of it. Andre stayed motionless for a long while, even when I stopped a few feet away. Eventually he rose upward with a reserved elegance, turning his focus towards my face. Hi. Greetings, Michiko. You have chosen a suitable time to visit, for our whatever draws quite near indeed. Perhaps you may sense it yourself, that I'm gonna be dead. The end always feels near to me. It may signal an end, but it will also signal a beginning. Now, let us discuss whatever questions preoccupy you, young Golgotha. About yourself. Do you have a lover? I am, in fact, possessed of a mate. Oh, who? Unfortunately, I am unable to speak or acknowledge the presence of others at this moment, but I may introduce you on a different occasion. Are they dead? Did something happen to them? I believe any explanation I could provide would prove more alarming than informative. He fell silent, watching me with a faintly unnerving smile. How do you normally feed? I feed like most others of our species from the veins of humankind. However, I have become numb to the euphoria that accompanies it. The haze no longer clouds my senses while I drink. Oh, that's kind of sad. I can't really imagine your eyes rolled back in ecstasy anyway. Nor should you imagine such a thing, young Golgotha. Have you turned any other vampires? Certainly, but thus far I have only chosen candidates who would be of use to my organization. Zhang is one of my progeny, in fact. Zhang Zhang. I encountered him during my last visit to England, and his unorthodox yet effective mindset made him an excellent candidate. I will soon be expanding my bloodline, however. Can you tell me a little about your history? I can share some of my background if you are interested, yes. He paused, glancing towards the moon for a moment. I was born in the 18th century to a woman from Africa and a man from Ottoman Empire, both of whom lived in Great Britain. It was a difficult time. Only through exceedingly strenuous hard work and adaptability did I manage to scrape together an education for myself. My efforts attracted the notice of a wandering monk, a man who had left his order after deciding the Franciscan life of poverty was not to his taste. He offered me formal tutelage these words that I've never used on a daily, if I helped him in his newly acquired shop, which was both an apothecary and an illicit vendor of religious texts, as well as more heretic wares. I assume you accepted his offer. It does sound scammy, but let's not say that. I did indeed. It was simply too valuable an opportunity to ignore. My apprenticeship lasted for several years until at last the monk instructed me to go into the world and see things for myself, which I did. Over my years as a human, I encountered many different people, traveled to many places, and experienced various remarkable situations. Eventually, just as I entered my 40th year, I decided to settle down in a quiet farm with my wife. I was prepared to enter a more peaceful state of existence. But as fate would have it, that same year would have me encounter my sire, or more accurately, re-encounter him. One night, a traveler appeared at my doorstep. It was the monk, almost unchanged since our last meeting so many years prior. Not long after we had parted ways, a Golgotha had taken him in, and his mind had all but crumbled beneath the visions of God and the saints that haunted his every moment. But the monk saw it as a blessing more than a curse, and because he believed I was the most enduring soul he had ever met, he forced a bite upon me when I brought him to my stables. He wanted to share with me his gift. What did your wife do, or do you hate him for what he did? These are nice questions here, honestly, but I kind of want to ask about the wife. She did not understand my affliction when I attempted to explain it. Though she was already with child, she fled into the city the next night, and despite all my efforts, I was unable to ever find her. She showed her true nature, which in a way was more monstrous than my sire. For that reason, I quickly lost all attachment to her. I hold no grudge against the monk for his actions, although I may have been resentful at first, but I retained my sanity, and thus I was able to draw far more from my new existence than he was able to. It seemed an even greater gift in those days, when sickness and injuries were not so easily cured. I had suffered many illnesses as a human, which is why a reprieve to that suffering eased the strain of my new lifestyle. He trolled off ambiguously, his calm tone making it difficult to pick out any hints of regret. There is a great deal more to my history, of course, but that is a far longer story for a different night. Perhaps when the war is concluded, I will impart the rest of it. Does your insight reveal anything when you look at me? Many things, yes, although you are more of an opaque individual than I am accustomed to dealing with. Yet your eyes speak to me of your desires, allowing to uncover the turgid darkness beneath this world. There are other stranger things that I glimpse within you, a tangle of meanings that cannot explain. Okay, about someone else, okay, nothing there, about something that happened, okay. That's all for now, I think. Then I hope my answers have left you sated, Michiko. Farewell. Right, dude, bye. It's been so long since I recorded a visual novel that my throat is already hurting. Leaving Andre's side, I returned to the towering graveyard gates. Let's go spend time at the hotel, I guess. Who's there? Tonight, the hotel was bustling with activity. Iskari lined the sofas and clustered around the lobby, having important sounding discussions among themselves. I noticed a few glances thrown my way as I stepped past the desk, and some lingering curious stares that followed me after. Talk to Iskari? I'm trying to be buddy-buddy with everybody here. Drifting among the elegant crowd of vampires, I wandered from group to group, listening to and occasionally joining conversations. Almost all of the Iskari recognized me or knew my name when I introduced myself. Apparently, my reputation was starting to precede me. Some of them were friendly, but others seemed outright cold, wearing their suspicion of me openly. As I mingled with the other vampires, I decided to hint at my ambitions for leadership. Is that even good? Should I be bold? Fuck it. I don't know what my past me was doing, so I'm gonna change my character a little bit. Without making any traitorous intentions obvious, I subtly implied to the Scar that a new leader might be healthy for the city's coven. The fact that I was interested in uniting all three houses was just a fortunate coincidence. Or was it? I let the groups decide that for themselves, but I could tell from their keen gazes that they picked up on my hints for better or worse. To my surprise, quite a few Ascari seemed intrigued by the prospect. I fielded some questions about my own style of leadership and a dance of implications and nonchalance, carefully avoiding any answers that would get me in trouble with Charisse. It was hard to say for sure, but I had the feeling that most of the Scari, especially the younger ones, would be receptive to a more moderate leader. Which I didn't know I could be, because I thought I had to choose a side, but I remember you guys telling me in the past that I could become one of the leaders. Eventually, after circling around the various groups for a while, I figured I'd probably spent enough time here for tonight. By the time I stepped away from the gathering, people were already trickling out, heading up to the rooms or wandering back into the streets. I'll go talk to David. Okay. I didn't know I had enough time. Hey, David. I knocked on the door to David's room, but there was no answer. There wasn't any sign of his presence, so maybe he'd left to have a walk around the hotel. Knowing he'd show up again sooner or later, I decided to return to the lobby. What the fuck? Just go to sleep? Go to sleep? I literally went up to come down, to go back up. After the stress and excitement from that unexpected attack, I was attacked? My body was practically screaming for a rest, so I decided to head upstairs. Alright. As I returned to my room, I still felt slightly unnerved from my earlier brush with death, which I don't remember about it. So, but anyway, this is where we're actually going to stop for today's episode. I don't remember how long I made each episode last year, but I'm going to stick to like the 15-minute mark to save my voice. And yeah, I'm very excited to come back to this game. I don't know how much is left in this game for me. Can I see my stats? I'm very high class with my VAR. Iskari is getting up there. Golgotha is kind of getting low. I kind of wanted, if I can't do it in this route, in Marcus's route, I'm going to try to become a leader. I don't know how I can do that, but we're going to try. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.